Hey everyone, good morning. I hope you had a happy 4th of July. I know I certainly did spend a lot of time relaxing and hanging out with my family, my two dogs, my husband in the backyard. We had a lot of good time together. So hope everybody had a safe and happy holiday. I spent a lot of time reading one of my many books. I'm a big reader, so the book that I'm working on right now is Goals by Brian Tracy. How to get everything you want faster than you ever thought possible. So let me just say that goal writing is nothing new, and it's nothing new to me, certainly, with our graduate program in college. Goal writing was a huge thing that we were taught. Not really in context of ourselves, but rather for the people that we were working with. Goal writing is a huge part of insurance reimbursement in healthcare. Anybody that works in skilled rehab or within healthcare know that the client's goals are really important, and it's actually what motivates the person to get stronger. It gives them a sense of purpose. It's really inside intrinsic motivation for people to grow, learn, because there's a lot of normal depressive things that happen anytime somebody has an injury, whether it's traumatic or if they're recovering from a surgery. There's a lot of fear. There's tons of things that go along with patients that I work with. And so goals was something that was really taught in our school. We were taught the SMART method, different acronyms that help you break down how to do goal writing. So I can't tell you, learning about marketing and build your own business from home, the amount of books that I have read, and a lot of them talk about the same things in different ways. So I really enjoy reading people's different perspectives on doing that. So one of the most interesting things that I was reading, and being where I am in my profession, and then also personally on this journey, that I'd love to have you along with me. I didn't really, I knew of goal writing, I didn't really apply it. Honestly, I had them in my head and I'm like, this is what I want to do. I think I know what I want to do. Something about actually writing them down, and a lot of my mentors have said, Shelby, it's a new month. Write down your goals. What do you want to achieve? I'm a big list maker. I'm making goals every day. I'd also make so many goals in a day that I would be very disappointed when I didn't get to them all. So one example of something that people do is, make a few goals, and they don't all have to be business related. I forget where I read that or who did that, but I was like, that's smart, because you set yourself up for success. But anyway, I highly recommend that you look at this book, and I wanted to share a part of it with you as I continue to read it. And I haven't been reading it, from page 1 to the end. I've actually been reading it out of order with what interests me the most. So they talk about how people that actually write down their goals achieve them. They're more likely to achieve them and achieve them faster. And it doesn't matter how big you make your goals, because ultimately, if you write them down and you write down steps to pursue them, it makes it real and you can achieve them. So why not write big goals? So I sat down and I finally took all of this advice, no matter how silly you think it is, and I said, I'm going to write down my goals. I thought I knew what I wanted, and so I wrote down some goals on a piece of paper, just a piece of scratch paper, lots of things, a lot of short-term goals, a lot of small, not small-minded, but not huge goals, until I was reading that it says you need to come up with your ultimate goal. Review that every day. And don't be afraid to share it. I'm not afraid to share it. I will share it with you. The thing about goals in this book, they say anybody can do it. And it doesn't matter what it is. Write it down and be specific and have a time-specific goal. Create your own world. Perhaps the greatest discovery in human history is the power of your mind to create almost every aspect of your life. And I thought, no, that's weird. How can what you think in your head really affect? Can it have actual functional change in your life? Because that seems silly. That seems like a pipe dream, right? And then I read this. Which kind of makes you think, if you've never thought about it. Everything you see around you in the man-made world began as a thought or an idea in the mind of a single person before it was translated into reality. Let that sink in on you for a second. It's even worth rereading. Everything you see around you in the man-made world began as a thought or an idea in the mind of a single person before it was translated into reality. If you sit with that, I don't see how you could sit there and say that's not true. I believe that to be true, and that blows my mind. Everything that we have in our world around us at one point didn't exist. That's true. Everything had to be made, and everything was started with an idea. And a lot of the best ideas sound the most crazy at first, like the Wright brothers and flight. I mean, if you want to think about any of these success stories, they start to get you motivated, like you read about Henry Ford in the automotive company, and him keeping his engineers and telling them that he wanted to make an 8-cylinder, like a V8 engine, and his engineers for years said it's impossible, and he never gave up. And how you are on the brink of success right after you keep experiencing failure and failure and failure. And I have been there. Failure and fear are real things, and they make us feel really small. But the most motivating thing that happened when I was reading, it's always reading, Shelby's a big reader, is fear is a choice. Fear is normal. It makes you human. It's there for a reason. If you're feeling fear, it's because you're on the brink of something big, and you're growing and you're learning. I've had a lot of mentors say that in a lot of different ways, and it's very true. So this is a really great book. There's a lot of things I'd love to share. But it says there are reasons why people don't set goals. So here's a good question. If goal achievement is automatic, why do so few people have clear, written, measurable, and time-bounded goals that they work towards each day? This is one of the great mysteries of life. I believe that there are 4 reasons why people don't set goals. They think goals aren't important. They don't know how. They have a fear of failure, and they have fear of rejection. Those 4 things, and he elaborates a little bit. I could relate with all of that. But you know what? Your goals are too important. And I'm not talking about wimpy goals. I'm talking about goals that light your soul on fire. You could pick your ultimate goal, and it should literally be that. It should encompass everything that you want out of life. Why not work towards that goal? I mean, don't let your life pass you by. Don't be one of those people at the end of your life with those 10 biggest regrets. You know, I wish I would have pursued my dreams. I wish I would have spent more time with my kids and my family. I wish I would have relaxed more. I wish I would have worried less. I wish I would have played more and had more fun with my friends and family. These are real goals for real people. So it also gives a little bit of research about the top 3%. And I'm quoting this directly and indirectly. I've given you the source, so I hope you know I'm just sharing this. Mark McCormack, in his book, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School, tells about a Harvard study conducted between 1979 and 1989. So they asked the graduates of the program, have you set clear written goals for your future and made plans to accomplish them? That sounds obvious, right? if you set clear goals and you had stepping stones, that you would reach them, right? But a lot of people don't even put their goals down to paper. They don't even know what their goals really are. So it says it turned out that only 3% of the graduates had written goals and plans. 13% had goals, but they were not in writing. And fully 84% had no specific goals at all, aside from getting out of school and enjoying the summer, which are very vague goals based off of this book. 10 years later, in 1989, the researchers interviewed the members of that class again, and they found that the 13% who had goals that were not in writing were earning, on average, twice as much as the 84% of students who had no goals at all, or in fact, those vague goals of enjoying the summer. But most surprisingly, they found that the 3% of graduates who had clear written goals when they left Harvard were earning, on average, 10 times as much as the other 97% of graduates altogether. The only difference between the groups was the clarity of the goals that they had for themselves when they graduated. Your thoughts matter. Your desires matter. Anything that you start getting excited about when you start thinking about what you want out of life and goals, it matters. And it took me until 28 years old to really, really learn that. And that it's okay. Dream big. Make your goals big. Write down the steps. Write out your goals. Make them clear, precise, measurable. Give them a time-specific date. You know? So here's my ultimate goal. I will share it with you because I'm not afraid of the rejection or whatever. And hopefully this might resonate with some of you. I wrote it down. It's not as big as it says, but this is not all my goals, but this is my ultimate goal because it encompasses everything that I want out of life. So I wrote, I will, as a definite statement, I will support our income way beyond what I thought was possible to fully fund and excessively fund everything I could possibly want to do in life, meaning that we never have to think twice if we want it. We do it. This would allow me to spend my time doing whatever I want to, whatever I have to, or whatever I love to. So that was my version of me saying my biggest goal for myself, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, is financial and time freedom. Financial and time freedom. So I don't care who you are, if you love your job, if you hate your job. I'm one of those people that love my job. If you're spending all your time earning your money, which is great, that's how jobs work, but it's not the only way. It's not. If you're spending all of your time and you're tired and you're stressed and you don't have that flexibility and you're not fulfilling your goals and you're not chasing your dreams and you're not checking things off your bucket list and you think that everything that you ever want is way down the line, way in the future, and I can have fun later when I retire. Take care of yourself now. Start now and decide today that you are worth it. And if there's even a small spark for you to want to pursue any of your goals or your ultimate goal, know that you can do it. Start by saying yes, writing it down, making it specific, and knowing that you can do it. And I know there's a lot of you people out there saying, that's impossible. I can't. And that's the problem right there. I understand that you're practical. I get that. I am a practical person too. I am a optimistic skeptic. But guess what? I've experienced things that make me believe that this is true. And I'm not the only one. There are books and books written on this subject. So start today. Honestly, what can you lose by spending a little bit of time and thinking about your goal and writing it down? What's the risk in that? The best thing you can do is spend 5 minutes. Write it down. You're going to learn something about yourself. You're going to learn about your life. And you're going to want to do something about it. And I can't tell you how exciting that is. So it might open up doors for you. I was just so excited about learning about goals, and I love it. I love it so much. It's fun. It really is. And when you achieve your goals, there's no better feeling. So that's my little bit of advice today. Write down your goals for today. Write down your goals for a week. Write down your goals for a month, 6 months, a year. What are your goals and why are you ready to do something about it now? Maybe you're just learning how important this is. I am. And I'm excited to share my journey with you and help anybody interested in going on this journey with me. So thank you for your time, guys. I hope you learned a little bit, you got excited. Let me know what your goals are if you're not afraid of sharing them. Go ahead and write them in this post below if you're not afraid of sharing them with the world. Something about writing them down makes them real, and when you share them, it makes them really real. Let me tell you, this just got real. Because now you all know my ultimate goal. Am I afraid of rejection? Sure. Am I afraid of failure? Whatever. Cool. I'm fine. It's gonna be okay. But the excitement there that it can and will become true, that's really powerful. I mean, my ultimate goal was just like, you heard it. That means I can do anything I want with my life. And the thing is, you can too. You can. So stop denying yourself and start living your life. Write down your goals and have a great day.